Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Buxley, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Tuesday night, and the 8th of March. Market had a pullback day and closed near the session lows. A lot of stocks that we follow did pretty interestingly well today, and particularly some of the ultra shorts. I'm going to start off with DUST, D-U-S-T, alphabetically. You can see that this stock has come down from the 20s to the low single digits, and that's only taken a couple months, with the price of gold obviously running. But in 2 of the last 3 days, the stock traded huge volume to the upside and closed near the upper end of the range, including today, closing at 397, just 2 cents off the high, up 48 cents, almost 14%, a whopping 67.6 million shares traded. And it looks to me like it's going to make a run. If it gets above this level tomorrow, and here's going to be the key. The first target is about 4 3/4. If it gets above the 4 range and starts to run, we should see that. The second target comes in around 5.5, and then a third target's about 6.25 or more. We'll just have to see what happens on this one, but it's very interesting what's going on with this. So let's just see if it's able to accelerate on more than one day and get a follow through to get this thing going. EDIT, the monster of the midway, has gone from 12.5 to 40 today, 44 nearly. That's a huge run. I think the stock is, the stock's a little bit extended, but momentum is strong, and you can see there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row where it's made higher lows. As soon as the lows are taken out, let's watch tomorrow's low. If it takes out 40, I'd be concerned. If it doesn't, we could see 48 to 50 tomorrow. Amazing. ERY, you can see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves down has taken this, which is an ETF for oil, the bear ETF, down to a long-term trend line, connecting all these lows in here. Not far from it, and at the bottom of the corrective channel. So I'm looking for a bounce up to towards 28, and if it does power through that and oil comes down, very well could get a move towards 33. But 28, 33 targets is also a declining tops line at around 30. So 28, 30, 33 potential targets. The last time it started to take off here, coming out of this pattern, it ripped. I'm wondering whether that's going to be the case or not this time. FAZ, the financial ETF for the bear ETF, finally, after getting an island reversal and coming down hard from the high 60s to the mid 40s, has turned it around for a couple of days, and we may very well see an extension on this. Should the markets come down the next day or two, it could very well be 51.2, and maybe as high as high 50s. The JDST for gold, along with Nugget, also 2 of the last 3 days, very strong upside. Not Nugget, excuse me. This is a bear as well as the Dust. So Dust and JDST showing 2 of the last 3 days big volume to the upside. And this one's going to need to get over 730.35 tomorrow. And if it does, my first target zone is about, believe it or not, up near 835 and then 10. LABD, another ETF, and a bear ETF has a 3-wave corrective. Near support, near the trend line, and near the moving average, it reversed. If this gets above the 4-day highs and near 60.5 3/4, this could run quickly towards 70 and 73. A stock that we continue to like is Mattel, and after pulling back and bouncing, it's got a little flag going on here. Very nice action. I'm looking for a breakout above 33.25.5. This spike high was 34, 36. And it gets above that, I'm looking for 37.5, 38. Mattel, well, this has really been acting well of late after this breakaway gap and run up and coil for about 3 months. It broke out again and now has a rising channel. Today it popped from 643 to 611, 543 to 611, closed to 584, up 34 cents or 6%. With 3.9 days to cover, I'm looking for a 7 and 7 3/4 for Mattel. And now the Nugget. I want you to see that the Nugget is precariously poised at support here, and should it drop in this zone below here, it could start to fall apart. The first support is about 50.5, 51, and then all the way down here in the 42, 43 range. Those are my targets on the downside if it breaks tomorrow. We'll see if we get a downside follow through. The oil bear ETF, SCO, which had gotten all the way up to 284 and dropped down to the 120.22 range 3 times, held it today, reversed, and closed up 1085 or 8.7%. It appears that There's key resistance at about 145.49. And that's my short-term target, 148.9 actually. We get through that, I can see this moving up towards 165.68, even 170 through 50% retrace. SUPN, like the way this is acting, after 5 ways down, it's spiked up from the wedge, broke out, and it stalled at resistance. Should it get through the 15-10 area, I'm looking for 17 and 20. Smith & Wesson continues to climb in a beautiful rising channel. No stopping this one. The long-term chart shows unbelievable momentum. It's now a new all-time high. It's taken out the 07 high. At this point, I'd look for extended movement. If it takes out the highs from 2 days ago, which was just about 28, I'd be looking for 30 or more. Trobogene with a big late surge today. I'll show you the 1 minute. It popped and consolidated, but right now it's up against key resistance. Should it get through here, it could very well be a stock that trades up to about 10 and a quarter a half area. This should be interesting. Keep an eye on this. TVIX, well, the ultra short VIX turned around for 3 days in a row, is going to be testing resistance, I believe. The key level, I think, to get through is 755.58. We can do that tomorrow. Next targets are 8.5 and then 9.5. The TZA, in a steady declining channel for the first time in about 6 sessions, it moved turnaround and went up today, up 330 or 7%. Could be a turnaround here. This is the small cap. And you can see that if you're getting down to where it broke out from, it's snapping back. My target on this one, 54.56 zone. UNF5 with a big spike today on 3.9 million is now moving up towards resistance. The targets are about 42.5 and then 45. Lastly is UVXY, the sister to TVIX. Nice movement off the low. If we can extend it, I would look for, this is going to be key resistance, so watch what it does if and when it gets to 34.5, and that could be early tomorrow. Second target is 38, followed by all the way up here at 45. Let's see if we can get a push and a follow through. Well, that's it for on the long side. Let's take a look at some box of shorts. Well, some of the shorts that we followed did very well today. AFOP dropped about 4.5%. You can see it fell out of the flag today. Could be headed for 11. GPN also broke the rising wedge. Here it looks like the channel top failed it, and it broke down below support. My next target is 55.5, followed by 51. It may even continue down towards the bottom of the channel into the mid to high 40s. Keep an eye on this one. Looks negative. HAR, same kind of pattern. Declining channel. Got to the bottom of that channel and bounced, but in a rising wedge. Today dropping 347 or 4.3%. It appears to maybe coming out of this rising wedge for a retest of at least 71 and then 66. INGN, they all look very similar. Declining channels, rising wedges here, but that one broke. That one broke, and this one may break. Retesting 29, maybe. Beyond that, looking for mid-20s, maybe as low as 24. And last day's LXFT, like the way this looks, put a swing on it. Rising wedge, down 215 or 4% today. I'm looking for 46.5 to 44.75 next move. Beyond that, it could be even high 30s. That's it for tonight, both the long and short of it. Let's see if we can make some money tomorrow. Good night.